I had to do it. It was just part of me. That's it.
No, what would you tell today's parents who push their children to focus so much on academics that by the time they're in eighth, ninth, they give up all the other extracurricular and art and focus so much on studies that somewhere isn't art an outlet? What would you want to tell parents who are focused so much on studies?
Let me analyze this. There is life and livelihood.
Yeah.
That gives you education training for life. Academics gives you training, it's a vocational training for livelihood. What happens is, by the time the girl, and I specifically bring it to even the boys, my brother and I both were equally, learned all the arts. He didn't come to painting class, but the rest of it we learned together. And theater, he was into dance. He learned Bharatanatyam along with me. And so whether it is boy or girl, arts makes the human being. It makes the human being multidimensional. It teaches the human being to take the ups and downs of life. It teaches you to be happy despite the external environment. It teaches you to look at life where you can do your best with your potential rather than circumstances. Of course, if circumstances are also good, you will do greatest.
Yeah.
But this makes the human being solid. It gives in value education. It tells you what it is to be an Indian. So what happens is, what is success? Success is when you reach your potential. In order to reach your potential, you should not be divided. See, once a human being gets divided inside, outside, whatever my capacity is becomes only halved in whatever I'm doing. So when this kind of an upbringing comes where life is life, and this is in a stride, your potential is integrated. That means you can be anything. You can do whatever and still be happy and be able to face the negatives. Failure is a big part of life. When you're in the arts, you practice, your body is trained, you're physically fit. That's what I didn't realize. Puppetry and dancing both make you very fit physically. So you're able to do more work physically. Your brain is sharpened because you have to do, when you become multifaceted, which is what you need to be to succeed. Because you can't be lopsided and say, I'll do only one thing, the rest, I don't know. It doesn't work. I'm running an NGO now. So I realized how much the administration, I didn't know where I learned all this, but to be an administrator, the acumen of it and the honesty of it, everything comes as part of life. So parents, okay, occasion is required, and the tag which comes with a degree is a little overrated. Because if you keep a tag, life doesn't go on. You need the human being. You need to have a happy family. You need your kids to relate to you. You need your family to extend. You need to have human relationships. HR department begins in the house. So don't make it such that your kid is only good with the HR department personnel of the corporate office, but is a failure. Parents don't meet children. They don't have time. Time is very important. And when your child is young, you teach them, okay, we are not important. Life is not important. Happiness is not important. And enjoying what you have and appreciating where you are is not important. You feed them this for 12 years and then they say, okay, now I know only that thing is important. Scowling and then going into office and taking up mundane responsibilities and then going to a doctor and paying the bill. So this is what was being taught. If you say all of this life is not important. So it might be, just for an experiment, you might not want to, again, it is not to please somebody or tell them my child is going through 9 classes. No, that is not the thing. You see what your child likes and then enjoy with them. Let it not be a chore. See, for us also, everything was close by. But I would take a bus in high school and go to dance class. I would change 2 buses and go to dance class. And you have to trust your children. If you invest in them, that means you yourself look into yourself. See, the problem lies there. If I pretend and I want something for external world, get rid of the external world. We have a very beautiful festival in India which is called Deepavali, where the Prag Jyotishapura, we celebrate Naraka Chaturdashi, especially in South India, it's done very, very grand manner.
Yeah.
Naraka Chaturdashi is celebrated in our lives daily. Who is this Narakasura? Narakasura is the Adhipati, Lord of Prag Jyotishapura. That means the light on the external world. If you become Adhipati of Prag Jyotisha, you are Adhipati of Naraka. That means hell. Yeah, we need electric lights, but we also need the internal light. That is why we light oil lamps on Deepavali day, because it symbolifies Angushta Matra, the Atma, which is a source of Ananda. So this is part of our living. We need to look at it again and say, okay, external world is all right, but what about the internal world? Who am I? Who are my children? What is my family? And for what are we going through this whole business called life? And this comes in the arts. How do I do this? Next question is, okay, good theory, but how do I practice all this? How do I know this is correct? What do I do? I have no background. Two things: enjoy what you do and just make some art compulsory for your kid in your household, so that come what may, art goes on. See, this is sattvic. That means you invest today, for lifelong there is return. It's a very good FD.